Hi everyone, it's TheTidesChanging here, and welcome to the third and final part of the speed build for Casa de las Estrellas. So we are starting things off by furnishing the exercise room, since this is such a luxurious mansion that of course it had to have its very own gym in it. So all there really is in it is just, a treadmill, weight machine, and the little punching bag, since those are really the only types of exercise equipment that you can place in. And there is also a little stereo there on that table. Although I don't think in The Sims 4, I'm pretty sure in The Sims 4 you can't just click on the stereo and work out from that like you can in The Sims 3. I also don't think you can exercise using the TV anymore, which is unfortunate. But then again, you can also jog, which you could do in The Sims 3. For some reason I was like, wait. For some reason at first I thought you couldn't jog in The Sims 3, but then as I was saying that, I remember that you could. But anyway, I did go back and change some things in the guest bathroom because I felt like the plain beige walls were a little bit plain, since, I was using them all over the place. And in case you didn't see, I also put brick on the walls in the exercise room to spice things up a little bit. So what I used in the bathrooms was this mix of just regular plain wallpaper with tile in it. So I used different ones in the guest bathroom and on the bathroom in the gym, because there is a bathroom off of the gym, because I figured it'd be, work really well to have a shower right there for your Sims to use after they exercise, so, they don't have to walk too far, go upstairs, because other than the guest bathroom, there isn't a bathroom downstairs that has a bathroom in it. There's just the half bathroom, but I mean, that works out fine though, because, there's a bathroom off of every bedroom, so, if anyone needs a shower, they have their own shower, so there doesn't really need to be a, I guess, family bathroom with a shower in it. Although there is, of course, the exercise one that's not really assigned to a specific bedroom. Oh, and I almost forgot, there actually are two half bathrooms. For some reason, I remember the one near the dining room, but then I completely forgot that there is also a half bathroom right off of the study here that I do furnish, after I finish with the study. But for the study, I did go with the same red accent type theme that I did in much of the house. And you, of course, have your standard study type objects like the computer and the desk. And also, I put in these really nice fancy chairs behind the desk, since I felt like there had to be something behind there other than just the curtains. Also, I placed some more traditional bookshelves in there. I was going to go with those large ones at first, but while they are very nice and traditional, they don't come in any colors that fit in with the Mediterranean objects, so I did have to use a smaller Mediterranean bookshelf, even though I really wanted to use a more grand bookshelf. So hopefully in the future they add in more grand bookshelves with different color options, but I guess the selection now is pretty good. I'm also putting in some instruments because I was trying to have as many skill type objects in here as I could. So you have that easel, you have instruments, you have a chess table, so there's just a lot of skill building stuff in this room. And I was originally going to have the chess table just out in the middle of the room, but then I felt like it looked kind of weird, so I just put it over to the side and then moved the easel over a little bit. And then I did go back in and change that bookshelf to those other ones, so I could have it go all the way across, which I guess did go more so with the grand look, since it took up that whole wall area between the door and the wall. And I did put in an accent wall in the study because I felt like, once again, it was a little bit too bland just having that same beige stucco everywhere. And now I'm moving on to that second half bathroom that I completely forgot that I had in this house. When I uploaded, I put it as a 7-bedroom house because I just completely forgot I had that in there. But technically it's 8 bedrooms, I guess, although maybe technically 7 because of its 2 half bathrooms, and one half plus one half equals 1, so yeah, I'm not sure how you really count half bathrooms when there's multiple of them. At this point, I have begun working on the kitchen, and as you can see, I put the refrigerator and a full-length cabinet in that little alcove area. I just felt like I wasn't sure what to do with that area, and I felt like having the refrigerator there would be a really good use of space. I also put some shelving on top of the cabinet, since there was a good bit of space between the top of them and the ceiling, and I wasn't really sure what to do with that space, so I just thought it would be really interesting to have some shelving there. And I found that when using the medium or large wall heights, it's a lot more difficult to do the cabinets in the kitchens, because either you have a bunch of space between the top of the cabinets and the ceilings, or you have to use multiple cabinets to have it go all the way up to the ceiling and not have a ton of empty space between the top of the counters and the bottom of the cabinets. So I've always found that kind of tricky, like trying to get cabinets to look right, kind of tricky with doing the medium wall height. But I think in the end though, I did get things to look pretty decent with this house. Another issue I found around that is that the corner wall cabinets, unfortunately, I couldn't get it to place below, so you just have that sort of empty space there in this corner where there's not a cabinet. But in the end though, I guess it doesn't look too bad, and I actually do like how the cabinets in this kitchen look. I did struggle with it a little bit, and I think I struggle with this kitchen more so than I normally do, and part of that might have been because it wasn't an open concept type of a kitchen like I normally do, because, you know, normally I have the living room and the kitchen in one sort of combined room, but I didn't do that with this house, so it was its own room. So I had to approach it a little bit differently. So in the last part you may have seen where I did a little bit on the kitchen, then I moved on to something else because I just gave up. But I finally did get it right in this part, although I think I do go back in later in the part to do some more adjustments because I just wasn't quite happy with it. And something I do really like about the kitchen is the brown tile backsplash behind the oven, just because I wanted to have something to break up the beige stucco a little bit, so I just had that in there. And at this point, I'm moving up to the second floor finally, which means taking care of all of the bedrooms, since that's really all that's up on the second floor other than some landing type areas. It's just all bedrooms. I wasn't sure what to do with this hallway type space though, so I just ended up placing down an accent table with plants on either side of it. And then I originally had a mirror above it, but I felt like there was just so much empty wall space, and then I didn't want to have too many paintings. So I ended up blowing up that landscape painting and then just putting it behind the accent table and having that be it in that hallway. So there isn't really a ton of furnishing in there, but I felt like it really wouldn't make sense to have a ton of furnishing in just a plain hallway, you know, because you're not really going to do a whole lot in the hallway. And then for the landing at the top of the stairs, there's just some paintings, a plant, and a little chair to sit in, I guess, to read. And now I'm moving on to the first of the bedrooms that I furnished upstairs. So there are two teen bedrooms upstairs, a boy teen and a girl teen bedroom, and then there's also a kid's bedroom and, of course, the master bedroom. So right now I'm working on the kids' bedroom, and since there's only one kid's bedroom, I decided to make it a bedroom for two kids. So I kind of have a girl bed and a boy bed, although the pink isn't really that overwhelming of a pink, so I guess you could have this be just a boy's room, or it could be just a girl's room. It really works either way, or you could have a boy and a girl child in there if you want. So this room is versatile in that way, in that it works for both genders, so it's not like it's not specifically for one or the other, which I do like to do in houses because it just makes it a lot easier to fit in a family in it, because, you know, if you have only a girl's child bedroom and not a boy's one, then you're kind of stuck with having a family with a girl, or you have to redecorate it for a boy. So I just like having things work for either gender and just having that versatility in there. And I do like how those beds look, and I like having the different sheets on them. I think that looks a lot more interesting than just using the same sheet. I also, of course, placed a lot of toys around the place and used a lot of the really nice, large toys. Since, you know, the kids who live in this house are rich kids, so they've got to have the best toys. There's also a lot of posters around there, of course, and I just placed a lot of little toys by themselves to add to that clutter of, you know, kids not putting their toys away. I did originally have the plain beige stucco in this, like I was trying to have through much of the house, but I felt like it was a little bit too plain, especially for a kid's room. I felt like a kid's room just really needed to have wallpaper that was a lot more fun, so I do go in later and change that, just because for a kid's room it just didn't really feel right, and then I kept putting more and more wall decorations into the room to try and make it look a little bit better, a little more fun. But then I was worried that the wall items were just starting to get a little bit too cluttery and look like there's just too much stuff on the wall. So after placing some more objects, I do go in and change that. I also had a little bit of trouble trying to figure out what rug to put in, but I did end up just putting that plain white rug there because none of the kids' rugs really fit in that well. And right here is where I was trying to figure out a different kind of wallpaper to use. So I ended up settling on one of the more neutral and plainer children's type wallpaper, because I didn't want to go with any of the crazy ones with like the grass, because if this is a house that has kind of a simple theme when it comes to the wallpaper, so I wanted to go with the more simple of the child's wallpapers. And I really do like how it looks. It definitely looks a lot better than just the plain beige stucco. Right now, moving on to the walk-in closet, which just has clothes in it and a lot of toys in there. I did put walk-in closets in all the bedrooms in this house just because it's such a big house that, you know, I figured it should have them in there. I haven't put closets in any of the Sims 4 homes that I've made so far because of, part of it was because of not having the move objects on sheet, because you couldn't make the really small 2x1 closets with arches in them with just the objects right there, because of the only way that you could do that was with having the move objects sheet in there. But now that they're officially bringing that back, I might be able to start doing that again. I mean, they really serve no purpose functionally, but they just add a nice realism to the house. And at this point, the walk-in closet's finished, so I'm just moving on to the bathroom that is off of the kids' bedroom. So this one actually doesn't have a red theme to it. It has more of a brown and blue theme, because when I got to the upstairs, I decided to kind of try to avoid using the red theme so much, since I used it all over the place downstairs. I wanted to get some different colors in there. So I was originally going to make this bathroom red, but then I just decided not to. So I just went with this fun blue type of a theme, which I really do like. It makes it look more like a kid's bathroom than having it be red would. So now all of the kids' bedroom stuff is done, so I'm going to be moving on to the teen girl bedroom. So for the teen girl bedroom, I didn't go with the typical all pink everywhere kind of a theme. I actually went for a bright green and white theme, and that was because when I was going through the beds for the child bedroom, I saw the sheet that you see here on those beds. You know, I figured it might be on the double bed of the same version, and I really wanted to use it because I hadn't used it yet. I just really liked how it looked. I figured it would be perfect for a teen girl bedroom, since it is feminine, but it's not overwhelmingly pink or anything like that, and I really do like the color theme of this room because of that. I did put some girly pink accents here and there, though, like that pink panda lamp you see on the desk. I also put a nice pink backpack on the floor there, and I just really love this bedroom. I think next to the master bedroom is probably my favorite. I think I might like it more than the kids' bedroom or the teen boy bedroom, which I will be doing next. I wasn't sure what to do with that corner there, so I put a guitar there at first, and then I did decide to just put a TV there because, you know, this is a wealthy family that will be living in this house, so I felt like the kids' bedrooms should have a TV in them, and plus it was just a nice way to fill that space so they can just sit on their bed and watch some TV. It would be pretty cool, though, if they could actually lay on the bed and watch TV, but that's not really a huge deal. And in that hallway there, as you come into the room, I placed a nice big mirror because I wasn't sure what to put there, and it was across from the closet, so I figured that would be a really good use of space. And then you, of course, have the dresser on the other wall there with yet another mirror. So at this point, all the decoration in there is done, so I'm moving on to the walk-in closet in this room, which is just filled with clothes because, of course, you know, you wouldn't really have toys in a teen girl bedroom, I guess, like the kids' bedroom, so I wasn't sure what else to put in there other than just clothes-type objects, and I do believe I threw in another backpack right there that was in a different color, so it didn't look like the exact same one, since I feel like that was some decor that would fit in there. I did change the wallpaper to be a beige, but I do go back and change it later. I'm not sure why I did that, though, but then later on I do realize that the bright green looked better, and I do change it back. So now I'm working on the bathroom that is off of this room. Once again, I didn't want to make it overly girly. I originally had those green tiles everywhere because I was trying to keep up with that whole green theme that this room had. I was trying to have a green and red theme originally, but then I do change that eventually because it just reminded me of Christmas and looked sort of weird, and I just didn't really like it. You know, I didn't really like how having tile everywhere looked. So then I did go ahead and just change it to the same type of wallpaper that I used in the bathroom I think that was from the gym bathroom, and I think that looks a lot better. It definitely is a more feminine type of wallpaper, so it fits in really well, and then I used the same white tiles. And then I did go back in and change some of the flooring and stuff in the guest bathroom because I guess I felt like the wood might be a little bit weird, so I just went back in, was trying to experiment a little bit with trying out other things and also changing the rugs, just because I wasn't exactly sure what to do because I was trying to keep things traditional and fitting in with the theme. And now I am done with that, so I did go back in and change a lot of the wallpaper that was beige to be white because I felt like it would really brighten things up to just have a mix of white in there and not all beige, since the beige was a little bit a little bit dark, so I felt like having the white stucco would just really open things up and make things look a lot brighter. So I definitely think that that looks better than just having the beige everywhere, and it definitely adds a lot of variety because it was just boring looking at the house and just seeing the same exact wallpaper everywhere. And then I did go back into the kitchen to change up the wallpaper in this so I was trying to experiment with adding in some tile in there as well, so that it was a mix of the white wallpaper and the tile. So yeah, I changed it to that because of, I guess, I didn't really like having the brick in there. I don't know, I guess it didn't really look right to have all those different browns in the kitchen, so there we go. At that point, I believe that is the last of the adjustments to the kitchen, so I also did change the wallpaper in the teen girl bedroom back to being the bright green. Now I'm working on the teen boy bedroom, which has a darker blue type of a theme to it, so you have that nice plaid double bed, the same kind of bed that I used in the other bedroom. I also put some laundry in there for a cluttered look, and I wasn't sure what to do behind the bed because usually I like to have something interesting going on behind the bed. In the girls' room that was a little bit easier because there were windows right there, so there was something behind it. So I ended up just putting some shelving up behind the bed and those posters as well. And unfortunately, due to the placement of this bedroom on the house, there's no windows apart from a door. That's because I felt like it would have looked weird to have windows on that door, on that same wall, because they would have come up a lot higher than the door and would have had to be next to it or would have had to been on the edge, and I just felt like it would look really odd, so I left it as just the door being really the only outdoor source of light into the room. And I did put the same types of furniture into this room as I did the other teen bedroom. So, you know, you have a desk there with a computer at it, and you also have a nice TV in there as well, and just once again, lots of posters all over the place. And then I decided to get rid of the posters that were behind the bed and give the area behind the bed a more mature look to it, so I just have those little wall objects that I guess are supposed to be kind of like window frames. I think that's what it's supposed to be. And I also changed the wallpaper to be gray because I felt like having the white might have been a little bit too bright. And now I'm just going through and adding in more wall decorations and more decor touches to it. The furnishing of this room is almost done, apart from placing a few more posters and other decorative items. So I just placed a couple more posters here, and then now I'm moving on to the walk-in closet. And once again, just the same thing, you know, lots of clothes everywhere. And I have to say that I really do love the clothing closet type items in this game. I just like how there's different ones, and also different colors for each, so you know you can place the racks with different types of clothes and then have the clothes in different kinds of colors. So it really just makes it look more like a realistic closet, and I'm really excited to try making closets using Move Objects on Cheat because you can kind of group things in a little bit closer and just more easily get that look of a closet that's just filled with clothes. So I'm seriously so excited to have Move Objects on back. Like, I'm just thinking of all the creative things that I want to try with the objects that are in The Sims 4. I probably will not build again until it comes out later this week, which, I mean, it will only be a couple days though, so, because, yeah, now that I know it's gonna come out, I just don't want to build without it. But I'm moving on to the bathroom off of this bedroom, which is pretty simple since really it's just a narrow little bathroom, so there wasn't really a whole lot that I could put in it, so all I could really do was, you know, just have a sink and toilet and shower. That was about all that I could fit in. I did originally have the bath shower combo in there and then the toilet just kind of halfway down the wall, but I feel like that looked really weird, so I just went with the shower and a regular toilet, and then I also put some shelving with some objects on it above the toilet. Just to do something a little bit different than having the medicine cabinet in there, which is what I've done, I think, in all the bathrooms. No, I had shelves in the kids' bathroom, but in the previous bathroom, I just had a medicine cabinet above the toilet. Now I'm moving on to the last of the bedrooms, which is, of course, the master bedroom, and I gave it a very elegant red romantic theme to it, and I really wanted this bedroom to just have a very ornate and luxurious look to it, so I of course used the most expensive bed that there is. I had some trouble trying to figure out what to do with the space behind the bed to make it look very decorated, so I did add in those fancy end tables, and then I also had some red lamps in it, and then changed the bed to be a red color to go with the theme a little bit better. And then behind it, I placed a large painting that you see there, and then I was trying to see if I could place the lamps inside of those little window things, because I thought that would have been really cool to have what looks like window frames and then some lights in there, but I ended up just putting some red wall lights on the wall instead of having lights on the end tables, and then just putting some plants on the end table, so it's a little bit different than what I normally do with bedrooms because, you know, typically I just have end tables with lamps on them. And originally when I laid out the master suite, the floor plan that this house was based off of had 2 master bathrooms. So it had a his and hers bathroom and his and hers walk-in closet. So originally that was what I was going to do, but then I didn't really feel like furnishing 2 bathrooms, and then I realized that it was kind of pointless to have 2 bathrooms off of the same bedroom. But I do end up keeping the his and hers closets though, because I guess that's a little bit more, well, that's not really practical. I don't know, maybe it is a little bit more practical because sometimes people have a lot of clothes and need separate closets. But the hers closet is definitely it's definitely a little bit bigger than the men's one, and I put a little bit more furnishing in it. I really do like how this closet looks though. So I did make it pink to just make it very feminine looking, so I put that nice pink rug on the floor there, and I put a dresser in there as well as a floor mirror. And then I did put some blinds over the windows because I guess I felt like the closet should have a little bit more privacy because, you know, someone might be getting dressed in there. And then I made the wall pink, so it's just a very pink closet, but I do really like how it looks. So I had some trouble figuring out what to do with the rest of the space, so that is where I did end up getting rid of the bathroom because I felt like it would work better as a study type of an area, and just having the space taken up by that bathroom made it a little bit more difficult to use. So what I did to add to the luxuriousness of this room is I have a double-sided fireplace. So you have the fireplace there that actually faces the bed, and that just has a nice painting above it and also some candles and a clock on it. And then in front of it I place some chairs in case, you know, they want to just sit in front of the fire. And then on the other side of it is actually there, as you'll see in a minute, there is a TV above the fireplace on the other side. But then I did have some trouble trying to figure out what to do as far as a rug under the bed because I feel like there had to be something there. So I do come back to that in a little bit. And then on this wall I was just placing an accent table there just to take up that space a little bit. Something kind of cool is that my mom sort of helped me with furnishing this room because I was at my parents' house over Thanksgiving break when I was finishing up this home. So I was just sitting in my room working on this, and then my mom came in to ask me a question about something and saw what I was doing. So then she just was standing over my shoulder for actually about an hour, I think, watching what I was doing and just going, you know, saying, oh, try that, or I'm not really sure how that looks, you should try something different. So she was kind of critiquing what I was doing as I was doing it. But it was kind of cool though. It was kind of a cool bonding thing, you know, that she was taking an interest in my hobby, you know. So because if my parents didn't approve of me doing YouTube, it would kind of, or, you know, if they didn't understand it, it would make me pretty sad. But, you know, I'm glad that my mom has an interest in it, and she was really interested in watching me decorate and kind of seeing what I do. And then of course I ended up explaining some of the game mechanics to her because she would say, oh, can you put this here, and then I would have to explain the whole thing about not being able to intersect objects, and also about the limit of different kinds of furnitures and different kinds of colors, because she would say, oh, try this color, and then I have to say, well, there isn't really that kind of a color for this object. But it was kind of cool to, I guess, teach her a little bit more about the game since, you know, she's never played it before. And I also explained some of the whole speed build making process to her because she didn't really quite understand the work that goes into the speed builds and videos like that I do, because she doesn't really watch any of my videos. She watched one speed build that I did, and that was the one of my grandparents' house, but, you know, that was because that was of the house that she grew up in, so she's really interested in watching that. But it was still really cool that, you know, she took an interest in it and was asking me questions about my hobby, so that was just kind of cool that we were sort of working together on this room. I'm really happy with how this room turned out, and I'll probably upload this and maybe some of the other bedrooms in this house as a room. That's kind of the cool thing, that you can build a house, and then if there's some rooms in it that you really like, you can just upload them separately, so, you know, if people want just the room, they can download it. So yeah, I think I'll probably upload the bedroom and the master bedroom and the master bathroom, and maybe, I don't know if I'm gonna upload the closets, because they really aren't that special, but I'm definitely probably gonna upload the bedroom just because I think it's a very nice master bedroom. Now moving on to the master bathroom, and I did something really cool and experimental with the whole sink area. So what I did was I put counters and floor-to-ceiling cabinets on the outer edges of the room, and then on the inside I have that floor-to-ceiling mirror, and then, you know, of course the cabinets with the sinks on it, and then I also put the shorter cabinets above the mirror, so that way it just looks like this really cool built-in mirror type of a thing. And I actually got inspiration for that because I was like googling Mediterranean, or I think I was googling Spanish colonial bathrooms, and then I saw a picture of a bathroom with a sink like that in it, and I thought to myself, you know, that might be really cool to try to recreate, especially with the floor-to-ceiling cabinets and the different types of cabinets. So I decided to give it a try, and in the end it turned out really, really awesome. So I think that's something I'm definitely going to try in other homes in the future. I'll probably give that a try in the Let's Build house in the master bedroom of it. So yeah, I definitely think that'd be pretty cool to give, you know, to give a go in there, since I feel like that house should probably have a very luxurious master bathroom. I did have a little bit of trouble when trying to figure out what to do for the walls and floors. I did originally have the same type of wallpaper and flooring that I did in the other bathrooms, but then I want to do something a little bit different, so I put that blue tile everywhere, and then I do in a little bit change the flooring to be wood. In hindsight though, I'm not really super fond of that blue tile anymore, so if I do upload this bathroom separately, I will probably change that. But we are nearing the end of this video. And as I said previously, there is a link to download that's in the description below. You can also find it on the gallery by searching Casa de las Estrellas or The Tides Changing. But that will be all for me, so I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the video.